You know, I used to have this picture in my head, a perfectly ordered spreadsheet of a future. Every cell meticulously filled. College, then a sensible promotion, maybe another, a comfortable house, then a retirement condo by the beach with a predictable golf handicap. It was all neatly laid out, a grand, predictable plan. Then out of nowhere, 5 seismic sledgehammer moments crashed into my life and utterly deleted that file, just wiped it clean. One minute I was charting a course, the next I was adrift. I lost my job, my health, my grip on time itself. It felt like the universe decided to hit the caps lock key on my existence, turning everything into a loud, chaotic shout. If you've ever felt like your life was suddenly careening sideways, like the rails just vanished from under your train, then trust me, you're in good company. Get ready. Because these are the 5 times everything went spectacularly wrong, and more importantly, how I somehow managed to crawl out from under the wreckage, brick by agonizing brick. It wasn't pretty, but it was real. I'm 28 years old, feeling invincible, absolutely at the peak of my consulting career. I was running on a dangerous cocktail of expensive coffee, pure adrenaline, and an unhealthy dose of arrogance. My suits were sharp, my PowerPoint deck sharper, and I truly believed I was architecting my destiny, one strategic initiative at a time. Then one Monday I walked into the office, the usual hum of productivity in the air, only to find HR standing there, not with a congratulatory memo but with a plain cardboard box. And on that box, scrawled in thick black Sharpie, was my name. Downsized, they said, just like that. No warning, no polite transition, no it's not you, it's us platitudes. Just a box and an exit. That, my friends, was the first domino to fall. What I couldn't possibly have known then was that the next 4 were already perfectly lined up. That layoff? It didn't just feel like a setback. It felt like a grotesque typo in the meticulously crafted narrative of my life. The initial shock gave way to a week-long pajama-clad haze, where my primary occupation was refreshing LinkedIn like it personally owed me back pay. I'd scroll through job postings, my thumb raw, a knot of anxiety tightening in my stomach with every rejection email, or, more often, the deafening silence. The desperation was palpable, a constant thrum beneath my skin. By week 3, with bills piling up and the landlord's calls getting less polite, I found myself delivering groceries at 2 a.m., navigating dark, unfamiliar streets just to scrape together enough for rent. The irony wasn't lost on me. I, the former strategy consultant, was now strategizing the most efficient route for late-night dairy deliveries. The humiliation, though, became my most brutal yet most effective teacher. It stripped away the veneer of my professional identity, forcing me to confront a question I'd never truly considered. Who am I without a title? And the answer, initially terrifying, slowly revealed it to be liberating. I was nobody. Just as I was starting to lick the wounds of my bruised ego, trying to piece together a new professional identity, my body decided to stage its own dramatic coup. It turns out you can't run on caffeine and arrogance indefinitely without a physical toll. I'd ignored the warming signs, dismissed the fatigue, chalked up every ache and pain to stress. Then, one ordinary day, pushing a cart through the aisles of Costco, my vision suddenly went polka dot and flashing lights, followed by a searing pain that dropped me to my knees. The diagnosis was swift and brutal. Severe ulcerative colitis, a chronic inflammatory bowel disease, plus a bonus package of blood clots that explained the visual fireworks. I spent 9 nights in a hospital bed, a captive audience to the rhythmic drip of IVs, the incessant beeps of machines, and the sterile smell of disinfectant. My life, which I'd so carefully controlled, was now entirely in the hands of strangers in scrubs. The ultimate gut punch came when the surgeon, his face grim, mentioned possibly cancer. In that moment, time didn't just slow down, it stopped chipping and started gushing, a torrent of fear and regret. I remember staring at the acoustic calling grid above my bed, counting every single tile, twice. All right, your turn. I've laid out my messy, complicated journey. Now I want to hear yours. Drop your own defining moment in the comments below, no matter how messy, how unexpected, how utterly human it was. And if you want more stories from someone who's still figuring it out in real time, still making mistakes and learning lessons, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm nowhere near the original map, not even close. I have something far more valuable, a notebook. And this notebook stays open, because life, as I've learned, keeps happening. They've given me depth, resilience, and a profound appreciation for life.